Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Latina Marie. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the difference between a dry beauty blender and a damp or wet beauty blender. I have done this video before when I started my channel, like within the first month of me starting my channel, but I myself didn't really even understand why I would prefer a damp beauty sponge over a dry one. So I did get a question on that video, and so I thought I would do an updated version where I can kind of explain where I am and how I feel about using different types of beauty sponges and blenders and whatnot. So we're gonna get right into this video, and before we do, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you hit that button and become a part of my family. I would truly appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like what you see. So right here I have a dry beauty sponge. This is from e.l.f. It is clean, it is dry, and here is the double-sized of that beauty sponge, same exact sponge from e.l.f. The last time I did this video, I used Real Techniques, the orange ones. I don't like those sponges. One reason that I really don't like those sponges is because they're difficult to clean, and I feel like you only get one use out of them, because if you don't clean them well, they become like really like rock hard in the middle. They feel like how this one isn't as spongy as this one. Like, you see how this one is bouncing back and this one is not really bouncing back as much? That's how the Real Technique ones feel if you don't clean them as well, and they're difficult to clean. So I don't care for those. I bought 4 of them, and that is what I was using for my first version of this video. And I mean, I guess they do okay, but I prefer these. They get about this big. They come like this big, and they swell up to this size. So they're pretty much the same. The only difference that I would really, well, the huge difference that I would say between them is that these are incredibly easy to clean. I love these sponges mainly because they are so easy to clean. Secondly, they remind me of the Jen & Co sponges. If you don't know what those are, I was about to say Nicki Minaj. I had to stop myself. Nikki Tutorials use them on her channel quite a bit. They're the blue sponges. I don't know if they come in, I think they come in pink too. I haven't ordered any. I haven't used them myself personally, but based on what I've seen on her channel, they look kind of similar, and I feel like they would feel the same. I want to buy some and do a dupe video and see if they perform the same. Are they kind of the same quality? So, but that's not what we're here for. So these are both from e.l.f. Exact same sponge. They run about $6 each, which is not bad at all, which is probably about the same price as the Real Techniques. So if you do like the Real Techniques, then I guess that's what you like. I just don't like them because they're really hard to clean, and I feel like you only get one use out of them. So I just prefer to buy something that I know that I can get multiple uses out of. So I love these. I love e.l.f. anyway. So we're going to get started. One reason that I gravitate towards using a damp beauty sponge, I'll be completely honest, is because I saw all the YouTubers doing it and hearing them say, get a damp beauty sponge. And of course, I have experienced and tried a dry beauty sponge before. And of course, the quality and the experience of using the two different sponges feel different. And they just, it is a different experience. So the one thing that I notice with a damp beauty sponge is definitely if I'm using a matte foundation, it is a lot easier to spread. Just matte foundations, for me anyway, I find are a lot harder to distribute. Like, I find myself having to add more if I'm using a dry beauty sponge, whereas if I'm using a damp or wet beauty sponge, I'm able to use that and spread it and get it more, like, get a wider area covered versus a dry. Does that make sense? Today, I'm not going to be using a matte foundation. I'm just going to be using, I mean, it's not matte, I guess. It's oil free, so it's supposed to be like a velvet finish or whatever. But this is a full coverage foundation. This is Too Faced Born This Way. This is one of my favorite foundations. And I'm going to start with the dry beauty sponge just so I can show you guys and I'm going to be using it on this side, of course, just so I can show you guys what I mean about how hard, well, not hard, but it's a little more difficult to distribute and get the full coverage as fast, for one, because it's smaller, and just it doesn't move as easily. I'm going to put a full pump on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to set it in there and then set it on another spot. So it did that. So immediately, I don't know if you can see that, but it's starting to soak into the beauty sponge immediately. Like, you can see that. And do you see how basically it all just hit in one spot? And I'm attacking this dark spot on my nose and the dark spots under my eyes. So I'm not getting much movement now because it's pretty much dried down. When I use a dry beauty sponge, it pretty much dries down right away. So I guess if you're going for like a matte finish, it allows that to happen super fast, but I feel like I didn't get as much of a full coverage, and it's not really spreading as much as I feel like it would with a damp beauty sponge. So now we're going to use the damp beauty sponge, and you can see, do you see how it's kind of like plumped out right there? I'm trying to turn it so that you can see it, but that's where all the foundation is. It's not even on my face. It's like on the sponge. So now we're going to take the damp beauty sponge, which I feel like it's less, but do you see how much and how fast it's okay? Now comparing both sides, the damp beauty sponge, you don't see that spot, like it's not popped out like it just soaked up all my product or anything. This side definitely happened a lot faster. This is with the damp side. It happened a lot faster than the dry side. And that is because it blew up and it allowed me to distribute more product more quickly. Whereas this side is a smaller size, so I had to really make sure I got everywhere. Now, I'm going to look at this dark spot on my nose, and I'm definitely seeing it covered a lot more over here than it is over here. I don't know why that is. And it's evenly dark on both sides, so it's not like it's an unfair darkness or anything like that, because even with my eyes, I feel like there's more coverage on this side than there is this side. I don't know if a little bit of water to the foundation or a little bit of hydration to the foundation allows it to do a better job. I just know that when I use a damp beauty sponge, I just feel like this is much more of a coverage than this side. Like, I can see that dark spot that I have here a lot better than I can see it over here. And that's just me. If you feel like if you feel like you can see it better on this side than this side, please leave that in the comment section. But that's just really that's really all I can say. I don't know. I just prefer a damp beauty sponge over a dry one. I feel like it does a better job. It gets it done faster and it just looks better to me. So you guys let me know what you prefer when applying your foundation, and do you prefer a brush over a beauty sponge? Maybe I'll do that too, because I have not compared that. If you guys like this video, let me know with a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that button. I would truly appreciate it. I love you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.